Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Everybody.
America.
Ready to chop it up?
Let's do it. Let's do
Chop
it.
it up. Let's chop it up.
Let's do it.
Okay. So, if you guys didn't hear our little trailer, we are talking about you are on your first date, and the person who you're on a date with asks you to leave the tip.
That's it.
The tip for the date, for the bill.
Mhm.
All right. How does that make you feel? Do you do it? And I guess, Gary, since you're the guy here, if you were the one who asked her out on a date, you were paying for it, you can tell us, like, would you ever do that? Or
Nah,
not on the first date?
not ever. Because I don't mind paying, and there may be a time when I'm like, oh, I had a wrong credit card, or today is the 13th, payday is the 15th. I'm not in the situation to do that, but I don't know that that's necessarily a way to start off. I would want to have some sort of cachet
I
with a
feel you
person
on that part.
before I put that out there. And I mean, I do know people that do that and they ascribe to that philosophy, but I think that's a little off-putting. You coming in the door with that, and if I got them type of doubts, maybe I shouldn't even be here.
Maybe you shouldn't.
That's what I was getting ready to say. And you wouldn't.
Right. I do feel like to date, to be in the dating world, you need to be able to afford to date. If not, don't date, right? Or don't date in a place where you feel like it's too expensive for you to date. Scale it down if that's your thing.
Or go someplace that don't have a tip.
Yeah, scale it down. Right. Well,
Nowadays, that's everywhere. Even when you go into a restaurant.
For
they
takeout.
stand up,
For
they stand
takeout.
up.
There's
Well,
a
leave a
really
tip. I
there's a
know.
really great one that doesn't require a tip.
Where's that?
Fed Burger, 825 East 87th Street.
I thought you were going to say
We
home.
walked right into
I
that one.
thought you were going to say home meal prepping or something.
I
Fed
thought it was
Burger,
going to say Gary's
825
Catering.
East
I don't know.
87th.
Yeah, but I'm thinking because I saw this on social media. This conversation. I really feel like I'm going to pay it,
Mhm.
right? Because I don't want you to feel like I owe you anything, right?
Mhm.
And then I'm going to pass on you after that, because I really feel that how you go into things is how they end. And I think you're setting a precedence in the beginning, and this person is already telling you that, I'm really not that generous. Kind of one of the conversations that we had, the selfish giver, the one who gives only when they benefit from the gift. I feel like that's who you're kind of dealing with here. I feel like, you're asking me to contribute to a bill for a date that you asked me out on date one is just a red flag. It's at least hot pink, right? And I just don't think that I want to travel down that road with someone who is not a giver, because I am a giver. And I don't have a problem at all with spoiling my man, treating my man at all. But on a first date, no, I don't think that you should. I'm traditional, and that's just how I feel about it.
I mean, there's a way to massage it without there, like, hey, do you have any cash? I don't like to put this on my card, blah, 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 blah. I don't have any cash. So there's a way to smoothly
No,
do
you weren't
it.
ready for the date.
Harsh.
You weren't ready for the date.
Whoosh, whoosh. No, but there's a smooth way to do it. But I just, I don't believe in playing games like that. I don't have a lot of time. And if I'm on a date, then I feel comfortable enough to at some point I was motivated enough to be there. And if I'm having second thoughts about that, I definitely wouldn't want to start anything like that. Whether it turns into a relationship, a friendship, or we just have dinner every now and then. And I mean, one of the things about, dating women that have money, they, and some that don't, they love to be like, I got a date.
I wanna
Get
hear
cheese on your
perspective
burger.
on this one.
I'm not interrupting. I'm just listening.
Okay.
You will have my perspective.
Interestingly, though, I just saw a video with, you all know who Grant Hill is?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
basketball.
The basketball player, and his wife, Tamia.
Yeah.
I can't
Who
make
cares
I can't.
Tamia's husband.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I know he's a basketball player, but,
But
it pops in
he's
my
also
mind.
he's also married
Yes.
to me, and he's
Yes.
been married to her for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
So they were on someone's couch, and they were talking about it, and he said that on the first date he forgot his wallet, and to me it was like because they were hooked up by Anita Baker,
I knew that.
and so within that he said he forgot his wallet, and to me it was like. Get what you want, get cheese on your burger, get one to go, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so Grant Hill was like, yeah, she was super generous and she definitely paid for that one, but I've been paying ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, in that case, it worked out for them. I just don't think I would be that lucky. And I wouldn't ever want to do that. I mean, because I'm so talented at messing up relationships. So, if it were Olympic sport, I'd be a medalist.
You got a degree in it?
I'd be a medalist in the Olympics, I promise you. Maybe not gold or silver, but definitely bronze. So I don't ever want to do something like that. If I mess it up, let it be because I, did some of the other foolishness that I seem to always do.
I hear you.
I don't play those kind of games. It is a power move, and it is kind of like game playing. When and this is, I'm thinking of a traditional man asking a woman out. So that's my in my mind. So not any other type of relationship but that. But for when a man is asking a woman out, and he asks her to leave the tip, to me it is game playing. It's trying to see where her mind is. If she's all about the money, if she's a gold digger, nigga, just pay the damn bill. And really, if your mindset is I need to play these games with her, you shouldn't have asked me out. That's number one. Number two, I have a 29-year-old son, and I was married. And so with that in mind, when my son was 16 and he went out on his first date, my then husband gave him $100 or $150 to take this girl to dinner, and he said, and he was very clear, my ex-husband Devin told Stephen, you pay the bill, you pay the tip. Don't even think it's a purse, because even jokingly, because you won't get a second date. That is not masculine energy. And he was very clear. So now, and that's how we raise our kids. That's how my ex treated me, and that's how my father treated me. So any man that I have dated,
Mm-hmm.
I expect you to pay. I expect you to come with that type of energy, masculine energy, because I'm coming with all the femininity. I got this covered. You have yours covered. So we should stay in our lanes. Now, what Janae said, I'm 100% agree with her. If it's my man and we are exclusive and it's down the line, then baby, don't worry about it. You paid for, in my mind, I'm thinking you paid for enough. Let me take you out. Let me do, because really, I think that I think it's fair. And I will say this: we bring so much to the table. We bring such an invisible
Currency.
value
Yeah.
that men appreciate
Yeah.
and take for granted. And even when you're married, the invisible value that we have is missed when you're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that too. So men who are in long-term relationships and marriages, and I'm saying men, not grown boys, understand and appreciate the value seen and unseen of their woman, and don't mind paying for what she wants. And one guy that I was on the phone with was like, I'll give you anything that you want. That's the type of energy that I'm talking about. He just was like, I just want to be appreciated. I just want this, this, and this. And I'll give you anything that you want. That's the type of masculine energy I'm talking about. So if you're not bringing that, then no thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
I kind of feel that, and I don't know, you call it games, I call it test, right? I feel like men do test women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's appropriate to test a woman on the first date. I feel like that is your opportunity.
Forever?
Well, maybe, maybe not. You could be in a relationship and you are just unsure if this woman, if it's in her to give, right? If you are unsure, I'm not 1,000 like percent like not with the whole you can massage it like you said. Oh man, I left my wallet just to see what she would do.
Mhm.
She may be honest and be like, well, I don't have it. I would if I could. Now that's honest, right? But if she's looking at you like, I guess we're gonna be hungry tonight, you know?
I'm gonna go to the car.
Right.
You see, I'm
And so I'm not, I don't, I just think that if you are unsure, you either ask, I don't know if that's like gonna work for you either, or you just do something to see, right? You just do something
You're
to see.
getting to it, but you won't say it.
For instance, let me just say this.
Mhm.
We're walking down the street and he lets you walk on the outer part of the street.
Mhm.
You aren't gonna be like, I'm gonna just stop walking until you figure it out. You know, but you in your mind you're gonna be like, okay, all right, I see you don't care, right? Or you may feel like I'm just gonna slow down a little bit to see if he opens this door for me. And he may just open up the, you know what I mean? You may do little things. Those are still tests too, right? It's to see, does he know how to treat me? They're still tests. And so I'm not, that's what I'm saying, I'm not 1,000% against finding out. But on the first date, absolutely, absolutely not. If you don't have it, don't ask me out. You know, don't get there and, you know, you pull the, oh, I left my wallet at home, you know. Good, you know, I'm glad it worked out for Grant and Tamia. That's wonderful. I love them as a couple too. But I think that's just
I think
off-putting.
they got like a 20-piece.
You do. I do find that off-putting. I remember going to the movies, and my guy is a giver, right? So, but I remember getting out the car so he could park the car. And I think it was cold, so I wouldn't have to walk so far. But when he came in, I had already bought the tickets for the show, because I mean, like, we're going to the show, right? Why wouldn't I, right? But if you aren't that person, you know what I mean? If it's not in your heart to reciprocate, if it's not in your heart to appreciate outwardly with your finances, you know, then yeah, you aren't a giver. But I do feel like it's okay if you absolutely don't know who you're dealing with, you know, like,
to test.
yes. And then you get your answer. You don't have to test forever. You just like, okay, you got an F or you got an A. But now you know who you're dealing with.
I'm not gonna slow down if he's walking on the wrong side of the street. I would just move to the, and I've done that before. I would just move myself to the opposite side, and I've done that. And then they would go, you know, like, and they, you know, grab
I
my
slipped.
hand. Yeah,
Right.
So yeah. So
If I go out, and especially if I got it or close to having it, I'm paying. And I mean, that's whether it's with a girlfriend, a group of friends that are women, whatever. I try to pay. You know, that's just kind of what I do. And I have a friends group. They're AKs, and we go out. You know, we dine. You know, at least 3 or 4 times a year. And it's always, and you know, they're all kind of high-powered women in real life, and you know them.
Okay.
And so, you may know them as well. I'm sorry, but it's always like a, you know, like a, hey, let me, you paid the last time. You ain't gonna keep paying, you know, and or you know, man, I might sneak off and pay the bill first.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just, you know, that's just kind of the energy that I have in all things. I'm always, you know, gonna reach for my wallet first, and you know, it's unnecessary at this point. I mean, if I'm with somebody, you know, my dad always used to say, you know, hey, never sit down at a table if you are not completely prepared to pay for everything.
Right.
And I always took that with me, and I, you know, that's generally what I do. I mean, when I'm out with my sister and her friends, I'll pay. You know, that's just kind of how I do things. And you know, you make a great point that there are some tests that or some times that you should test a person. I really don't think that the first date is that time.
I really don't
Yeah,
think it is.
it is not.
I think it's a great
Don't
way
test
to
me
get
for
it done.
anything, and I'm not gonna test you, but it's a time when you're getting to know that person's
Yeah.
personality and, what makes it, and things like that. But testing somebody and game plan, that is no, that's not
That's
my
not
style.
it.
For me, I mean, I don't have a lot of time. So anything that, in my current relationship, my thing is always that I am not going to be the one to mess this up. And that's the type of stuff that could mess something up. That's the type
And
of
yet, do you?
I've been good. I
Oh,
have been really good. I
oh,
mean,
you talking about this one?
yes.
Oh, yeah, you have it.
So I
I
don't,
thought you meant like in the past.
historically,
You gonna
oh,
get
hell
hurt.
no.
No, I was like, no, this one you,
Yeah.
I,
No.
You have been
yes.
So,
yes,
and I mean, it's
above board.
Yeah, but it's my goal because I mean I don't have a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
It's like don't mess it up. See number one. Oh, don't mess it up. So I that's that's that type of stuff where you get ghosted and you like, man, how come they won't return my calls or why these people keep talking about I got a restraining order on me.
So, Kimmy had used the word invisible value, and I think in my mind, I'm always thinking like the intangible currency, right? The intent, it's not money, right? But it's things that a woman provides and gives to a relationship. And I don't necessarily know if you have to break up or if it ends for a man to realize that this exists, because I think they do know that it exists, because they depend on it, right?
They do, but I
They
don't think that
expect
they
it.
know. Many men don't realize the value of it until it's gone.
That may be, I think
Yeah.
people always
Well-
miss what they don't have. But real quickly, if you are in a bind, if you need something right there, Johnny, on the spot, you're gonna call the one person that you know you could depend on. And a woman, if she's down for you, she's gonna stop everything and she's gonna make sure you're good. She's gonna make it happen. Even if it means she loses. Outside of you, but she loses something. I personally have done that. But it's for a few reasons. It's because I do want you to be good. It's because maybe what you have going on is so much bigger,
Right.
in the big scheme of things, or if you
The
don't get it
benefits to
done,
that person
right.
outweigh
Could be
what you're losing.
catastrophic.
Yeah.
But personally, yeah.
Women are nurturers by design.
But men know that they can count on that, right? You can call her if something, and I don't know if you have to lose her to know that, you may value it more if you did lose her, but that's, we're not putting anything like that in the universe. But it's just the fact that it's the intangible things that we bring to the relationship that really, like, make the relationship what it is. It's the watering in the garden. It is
Yeah.
the things that it gives you legs. That's the only reason why I think the relationships really go as far as they go. It's because it's being nurtured.
I think that women's roles and contributions are devalued in this way. There's not a lot that is required of men at times. I mean, you can be half a man, a piece of man, a man with interest in other men, and it's women are very tolerating, and a lot of stuff that that shouldn't be, in my mind, permissible is very permissible. So men don't have to value women like that because it's somebody that is willing to do those things and look over the things that they see that they don't like, or they know that they don't like. And that's women are devalued in that way because a person that's experiencing that level of entitlement is actually encouraged. They're going to get more women. There's going to be women after them. It's going to, there's no consequence for doing those things. You might not be able to date her, or maybe you can string her along for a little while. It works both ways. But at some point, that won't, your appreciation, I think, of women becomes somewhat devalued because you're not being required to do anything.
your appreciation of women becomes devalued
Or
because
their
you're not.
women and their contributions becomes devalued.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
all right. Because
Yeah.
what now?
Because you're not being required to do those things. You know, I mean, the average.
Because the man isn't required to do,
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, anything but pay the bill.
Yeah.
And just
Or even pay the bills sometimes. I mean, you got women taking care of men.
because they're so happy to have a man.
Yep, or to be seen with one, or have somebody that have those same pajamas with on
Right.
Christmas, or whatever it is.
Whatever it is you're trying to portray.
Whatever you're trying, whatever that that Facebook self is, that's what's being put out there.
So it was in the comment section of this thing, right? A girl had said he wouldn't have even had to have asked, like, to contribute the tip. She was gonna do it anyway. That was her thing. And if that's who you are, then that's who you are, right? But because you're trying to let him know right now, I'm your 50% partner, or I'm
On your ride.
I'm your
You're
ride.
trying to let she was trying to let, as a pick Misha, she's trying to let all the other guys who are looking at this post, oh, she's down, protect her with all at all costs. That's a down one, that's a real one. That's
Let
what
me
she
let me
did.
say this on behalf
I was
of
just
men.
like,
I'm listening.
As a man who loves to pay, and I think I've already said that a couple times even in this show, I think it's kind of sexy when that woman leans in, or you can give me the head fake like you going for the
that's
purse.
fine.
And I'm not gonna let you do it.
If it's your woman, right? We're just talking about the first date,
Oh, the first day, hell no. No,
right?
no,
that's
no.
what
Is that
we're
sexy
we
on the first
all
date?
of us. Oh,
No.
right. I think
No.
that's probably a little,
No,
a little
that's
desperate. Yeah.
But you know,
Not
but,
what?
It is.
but you know,
Yeah.
I've had people on first dates say, well, no, I really had a good time. I enjoyed it. I want to pay. And it's until you kind of get used
Do you
to
think
it.
that she wants you to come in after that? Is she paying for something else? Because it just,
Now, what are your thoughts though?
yeah.
It was sexy. I mean, I appreciate
On the
that.
first
On the first date?
That she wanted to. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
She let me know that, hey, money ain't no thing. We doing this. I'm feeling you. Let's go. Let's do this. I didn't let her, but it was sexy. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it wasn't, or that I wasn't like,
So this kind of just makes me feel like the woman who is on the first date and she wants to talk about how much money she has and everything she's doing, and just like selling herself basically to this man. This is why you should pick me. This is why you should move me up to first position. This is why, that whole desperate thing. I feel like it's a ploy to look at her from a different lens. Like, oh, okay, if I'm short, I could always call her. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know what the purpose really is, but to me, I feel like it's not sexy.
we're just, I think that we need to give evolution some grace here, because we're just now really getting to a point where women are financially in those situations, by and large. It used to be there were always rich women. Don't get this twisted. But now you have a lot of times your peers that are women as a man are making more than you. So this is new. This is not what my parents grew up in. This is not even what I grew up in. And so it's different. I think that the role is going to be evolutionary, and we're going to have to find out, what parts work, what parts don't.
Gary, you were in marketing and sales for such a long time. You telling me that you weren't working with women who were making a lot of money? Because
I'm just kidding.
I mean, like, we were all in sales. You know what I mean? So
not in the
I didn't know the brokers
not in the dating
in our arena.
not in the dating world, and then in the sales world, especially in liquor. Man, historically we pay women less. It's a great class action lawsuit out there. I promise you.
Yeah, but that's that industry. You were also in other industries, right?
When I got to, real mainstream Fortune 100, 200, 500 companies,
Right.
then there was, I was there at the push where there was equity. But it was, when I first started working in the late 80s, women were historically making less than men. I mean, that's just reality. In the mid 90s, you started to see equity and all of those things come out, equity and pay.
The only reason why I said that was because you made it really feel like the disparity between the salaries were like, okay, you had to have a man if you wanted to have a house, or you had, like women just were like making minimum wage. Wow. And I'm not saying that men, and they still do make more than women, so it still exists, but not to the point where one would feel like I'm not going to survive unless I'm married or have a man or
So
in a
what's
dual
your
income.
overall point though, that the women, those are the women that you.
He
vote
said
for?
give grace to the new evolution.
The new evolution, that woman is gonna come out on the first date and be like, "Baby, I got this."
Because that's her flex?
I don't know if that's her flex or if it's just her taking her victory lap that I have now arrived. I have a seat at the table and I actually paid for it. So I don't, I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just thinking, I'm saying that from an evolutionary standpoint, that has not even been my reality. My reality has been up until like the 90s. I probably made more than all of my female friends. Now, in this day and age, we all on equal footing, and quite honestly, quite a few of them make way more than me. But that was not how my friends group was set up, in my 20s, in my 30s. It didn't work like that. I would be lying if I said it
Those
did.
women who make way more than you, do you know their personalities? Are those women the types that would say, I got this on the first date?
It's a good question.
Yeah, some of them.
They are? Okay.
Yeah. Some of them are.
Well, the question that we're posing to one another is, how would we feel? What would be the response? I would pay it if he asked me. I would pay the tip, but that person would not get a second date from me.
Exactly what I said. I pay and pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would pay because I'm not going to make a scene at the table.
Absolutely.
He won't even be able to tell from my facial expression what I think about that.
Let me
But
say,
I would pay it.
I want to say something to you. When you call me, when that happens, just call me. All you got to do is say these words. We fighting. And I'll know. And I'm there. I guess.
Right.
I'm not raising my voice.
Nope.
I'm not giving it.
You talking to me now, though.
Nasty
I ain't got nothing to do with
And I
you.
don't want anybody
No,
thinking
that's
I
not even
owe
my
you
style.
anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna pay it.
not doing any of that.
And
I think, to the question, I think it would be a horrible thing to do on the first day. And if I needed that, whatever.
I want to. Which her question was really good. All right, and your answer was honest. But I do have a
Follow up.
question that mirrors the two here. From a friend standpoint, right? You have a relationship, you're in it, but your friends who are these high powered women who you said would be the type of woman who would pay the tip.
Mhm.
What does that say to the man in the big picture? Now, she's high powered, she makes a lot of money, she on the first date has no problem paying. What does that really say to the average thought for a man? What does that do to the relationship? Or
Are you asking, did it affect me?
Well, you already said it was sexy. So.
not you,
It was
the
sexy for her
average.
to offer.
Yeah.
To the average person, I think that they're going to be a whole cadre of emotions. Some people are going to feel like, man, you can't buy me. A small group anyway. I think some people are going to feel like, okay, I see you, Oprah. And then it's going to be some people that are going to feel some other stuff. It's going to trigger yet another set of emotions that I don't even know of. So I think different people, depending on where you are and your confidence level and how you feel about this person or what securities or insecurities you do or don't have, I think that's going to affect your decision.
I think that people are pretty much consistent, like throughout the different facets of their life. And I feel like this woman, perhaps, who's like, oh, you don't have to even ask me, I'm gonna just do it. I feel like she's gonna be that person in other ways too. Like when you think that you're in control of something, she's like, no, we're gonna do this. my way. I feel like it's gonna jump out, and I feel like even though you think it's cool and sexy right now, it may not feel cool and sexy when it's other decisions on the table that you feel like, damn it, I got this.
Because the key word here is control.
Absolutely.
Because if a woman is saying, I got this, what she's doing is she's shaking your hand and turning it this way. She's letting you know, I'm running this.
I don't know
what
that I would
says
take
to
it
me.
like that. And
That's because it's money. But when it translates to something else, and you feel like, can you just be quiet and let me do some things here, right?
I'm gonna have those conversations at all points, you know, and I'm going to establish my dominance in the ways that I can. But I don't, you know, money. If she gets some money flex, maybe that's just her taking her victory lap. That, you know, man, I got a fat bonus. We good, baby.
On the first
But
date.
that's what,
Hey, it
again,
happened
we're talking about
yesterday.
we're talking about the first date, and I don't want to convolute it where we're talking about in a relationship,
Established
because
relationship.
all of us are all into the.
But you are saying that there's a compound action, that this behavior is indicative of these behaviors. If it's the first date and she flexes, you know, I might give her some grace for that. You know, but
Well, you think it's sexy. You're going to give us some grace for sure.
I think this, you know, that man, I mean, one of my big things is that I'm not going to get in trouble for stuff that I haven't done. Just because I trigger you on something, then you're not going to punish me for something that already happened to you or something that you're going through that I haven't yet done. Now, I understand that certain things are representative of other things,
Absolutely.
but we're going to deal with what's real. We're talking about this dinner on this first date, and now if you start to show me signs, you know, man, then, you know, baseball rules will be in effect. 1, 2, 3 strikes you out. I'm not gonna get you on the first, you know, on the first one. I mean, I'm gonna communicate my feelings.
So here are my thoughts on that. People will definitely, if it's a first date, if it's just dinner, you might not see the signs initially, but if it's dinner, a movie, and if it's a long experience, I've had a 12-hour date before.
Right.
We were, you know, beginning to end, and then we went our separate ways. Okay, so I was able to see what kind of, you know, from breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know, different museums, and it was interesting to see the personality come out. So you might not see it if it's just a dinner, but if the woman is in her masculine energy, you will see it. You will see it if she's bragging on herself, if she's talking about, you know, I'm a big baller. Maybe even if she's not using that exact verbiage, but if she's bragging on the money that she makes, if what she's saying is, I don't need you. I'm choosing you, but I don't need you. If she pays the bill, she's in her masculine energy, and it will be no different from on the first, which is inappropriate to me, you know, because, well, it's not if you're looking for a woman who's in her masculine energy. If you like that, then it's not inappropriate. It would be no different from going out on a first date with a man who chooses to make sex jokes and who talks about your body, because what he's doing is saying, I think you're beautiful, but you know what I want. And so if I continue to see this person, I can't then be shocked a month later when all he's talking about, or you know, he's all positive.
Right.
I can't be shocked because he told me on the first date, he showed me what he was about. So if this woman is showing you that I want to be in control, because Janae was right, it's all about control. If this person is showing you that I'm Big Boss Hot Sauce from day one, and she's over talking you, cutting you off, she's wanting to pay for everything, she's bragging on herself, then
that person, you know, is bad. But the person that's, you know, that's trying to flex a little bit, you know, there was a part of my life where, you know, man, I wanted to break them down. I wanted to, you know, man, be giving it to them and be looking at them now who running stuff now. So I mean, it's you know.
Alrighty.
So,
That was so vivid.
it was.
I know.
No, I was talking about when we horseback ride.
Clutching my
Right.
pearls.
Right.
it's, you know, I get that, and I mean, I have to give that person some grace because if she's this captain of industry or whatever her profession is, you know, she fighting with the big boys all day, and I'm probably one of them. It's not in that respect, not in the work respect, but I'm one of the big boys. So she's letting me know that, you know, man, I'm doing, I'm out here doing big girl stuff. So okay, if that's what you want to put out here,
Huh.
then that's, you know, the first
But
day.
don't you want a woman who feels like
Who's
she can
demure?
exhale, who can her central nervous system can relax, who can
Bask in her feminine energy.
Yeah,
Can she
And-
do
and-
that?
and on the first date, she might not, or at some point, she might. She maybe she has to wind down. Maybe I need to know, let her know I'm in control. So I mean, it's, you looking at me, you just.
I'm just listening.
But it, I don't know. I'm gonna give a person a little bit of grace in that, and I've dated my share of high-powered women.
I'm definitely not trying to convince you.
And
I'm
and
just listening.
hence you aren't with them today either.
I think my girl's pretty high-powered. No, I'm just kidding. But
I,
I've dated my share. I've dated my share of high-powered women, and you know, I've had it's some of it has went really well. Some of it ran its
and
course.
you quit them, Gary. You already know the truth. You quit them.
I mean, I've been in that space, not where I was a gigolo, but where I told you all the story.
It just gets worse and worse
No,
tonight.
no. I told you the story about my friends.
I
that
guess
lived-
she's supposed to leave a tip.
I told you all the story about my friends that were in a certain industry, a very legal industry, and they lived out of town. And their big thing was like, you know, hey, we're going to use Gary to go to our Christmas parties. So I was being flown in to go to the Christmas party, and that was kind of, you know.
Were you like supposed to be like a boyfriend? Like
You were paid for hire. I mean, paid. Well, you have a gift of gab, so I can understand why somebody would want to bring you because you know.
they couldn't do better than that. I'm just joking.
It was short. It was shorthanded. It was around the holidays. So no, but that was, you know, that was my existence at a point. And you know, these were all very high-powered women, and even within their circle, they kind of passed me around. Like, okay, I got them at 13. If you got them at 12.
But that has nothing to do with them. That was different. That was you were flown in to conduct. I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was
a first
definitely
date.
there taking care of business too.
Oh, so you were a prostitute.
That's a horrible, ugly word.
Is that why you use gigolo? 'Cause it's-
But
Oh,
but I'm
Listen
saying
here.
that, you know, I've dated my share of high-powered women, and they have, you know, it's not always been ideal situations. Some of it has been different, and some of it we had to kind of find our way. And high-powered women, you know, because I mean, you know, 90% of my dating experience has been with black women. So high-powered, you know, well-off black women, that's kind of new. You know, that is. I mean, let's be honest. So I've dated my share of them, and you know, I get it, and I have to give them some grace because they are learning that role. They are becoming these people, and they don't have mentors. It's not a lot of people they can go to and be like, hey, Oprah, you know, how should I do this?
At the end of the
You
day,
love
I
this
believe
Oprah, don't you?
Man,
That-
if Stedman, woo, Lord, Oprah,
Your fetish
Oprah.
for Oprah needs to be studied.
I think that the relationship after the first date to find out who you are, what you are, how you're gonna be needs to happen organically. I really don't feel like somebody needs, and I don't know if it's necessarily always a power move or a flex. I think it also could be what you said initially. Pick me, pick me, pick me. That too is gonna get on your nerves after a while because that's gonna also transcend to other facets of the relationship where they're literally like buying you or trying to schmooze you into,
What's wrong with that?
because it's not organic and it's not going to be lasting.
I can't even spell or no, I'm just kidding. I get your point. I do. I truly do.
You know when things are genuine and you know when they're forced.
I mean,
Everybody knows you have a sixth sense about it. You just know.
I think I agree with the things that have been said, but I do think that when it comes to the high-powered, high-value, high compensated woman, that's kind of a new role. So I'm going to give them some grace in that. I'm going to allow them to do some things because I know that that's new. And there's no handbook. There's no, I mean, you can go talk to your mother or your mother figure about a lot of things, but generally that's not something that you can talk to somebody. Hey, I'm empowered. How do I handle this? So you have to figure it out. And if I have to be part of that process, I'm here for them.
All right. I think we're going to stick over here in the land of tradition in our feminine energy and let the man be the man, and we will take care of our man. Our man.
I was gonna say,
We are sharing.
we are
the same
sharing the
man.
man.
But yeah.
Thank God. No, but
that first date stuff,
yeah, the first date.
all that good tender loving care and yeah, that's for your man.
I mean, like I said, the first date, you really want to leave a great first impression.
You do.
And when you don't do that, it's you don't get a second chance to have a first date. So
I just don't think that's a great first impression
Well, but
for a woman.
I don't think so either. But it
For him.
clearly is to him.
Yeah.
That's why I say I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just trying to understand
no,
where you're coming from.
I mean, like I said, I've had women offer, and generally, no, I got it, I'm good. But okay, that's cool.
Okay. Let us know your thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Please do.
And let us know if you agree with us or if you agree with Gary, and because Gary is wrong. I'm just kidding.
But he thinks it's sexy,
Yeah.
right?
Just let us know what you guys are thinking. Drop your comments in the thoughts.
Definitely
in the
want to
comments.
know.
Drop
Thank
your
you
thoughts in
guys.
the comments.
So, drop your thoughts in the
I
comments.
said drop your thoughts in the comments. I said drop your comments in the thoughts. That's what I said initially.
As
Don't
my
do
grand-
Wherever you want to do,
As
just
my
drop them.
grandmother used to say, they know what you meant.
Y'all know what I meant.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. We know it's been a long episode, but we appreciate you for hanging in there with us.
Oh, it has been.
It has
yes.
been. All right.
Thank
We'll see you next week.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, we will. Good night, everyone.
Good night, sweetheart.
Well,
It's time to go. Ba-na-na-na-na.
good night, sweet.
Oh, you about to change the song. Here we go.
It's the same damn song.
It's not. It doesn't go like that.